Christian says, I just got rejected from a job and feel down. I'm sorry to hear that, Christian. Don't be too down about it. These things are mostly random chance. How do you stay confident and sane in hopes you'll finally get hired? Do you want to take us away with this one, Abby?
Yeah. So first, Christian, I would say that you're not alone. There are people who are experiencing rejections from jobs all the time, and it's likely not personal, even if you feel like you were a great fit for this role, you were really excited, you did a lot of prep. And so I think it's okay to kind of grieve the loss of this potential job. And at the same time, don't dwell in it for too long. Remind yourself that it's not personal. Remind yourself that you've got other things kind of in the pipeline. Hopefully you've been continuing to apply and interview for jobs. Maybe do something to, that you enjoy, whether it's, if you have a dog, taking them on a walk when you get this rejection to, clear your mind, get some fresh air and some vitamin D. Maybe it's, making yourself a nice cup of coffee, or looking at the spreadsheet you've created to help track your job search process and look at the wins that you have experienced this far. So getting a rejection hurts no matter what. The same area in our brain is activated regardless of what type of rejection it is. It hurts. It doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel like, it feels like you aren't wanted or you aren't good enough. In most cases, it's not personal. In most cases, they probably really liked you. You were one of the people that they decided to interview. You got through to a step in the process that maybe hundreds of, or if thousands of other people didn't get to. And maybe there was just one job available. There was someone else who was just a better fit than you are. My other preference when it comes to receiving a job rejection is taking that extra step to reach out to the recruiter or whoever had sent this rejection, thank them for the experience, let them know that you're disappointed, and then ask for some feedback. Is there any feedback you can give me on my interview style or my interview technique? What could have made me a better fit for this role? And they might not get back to you, or they might provide you with some really insightful nuggets of information that you can then use to make your interview process or preparation better for the next role that you interview for. You never want to burn a bridge. You don't want to, not responding to a rejection email is normal. So not responding is fine, but you don't want to send an email back and, light them up with how upset you are about the situation, because maybe the person they've decided to move forward with falls through and they come back to you and actually offer you the job. So don't burn the bridges. And at the same time, recognize that this is normal. It's a part of the process. It sucks. And something else is out there.
Yes. Christian, you are an awesome human being. You are highly employable. You're highly valuable, even though it doesn't feel like it right now. I know this is going to sound silly, but they made a music video back in the 90s or something. I think there was a band called Blind Melon. Anybody remember that? This is got a little bit after my time. And they had one big hit. They were it was a one-hit wonder. And I believe their song was called No Rain, something like that, something to do with rain. Go watch that video, because as silly as this is, it really sums up the situation that you're probably in right now. In fact, I can guarantee you're in. There's nothing wrong with you. This process has more to do with the employer than it does with you, because when you think about it, you go down to one job interview and you're the same person. You give the same answers to questions, more or less. You look the same, you talk the same, you act the same, you basically say the same thing. One company or one organization rejects you outright. They may not even give you an interview. You go to another organization, you do a job interview, and they welcome you in with open arms. You're the person they've been waiting to come along. They hire you on the spot, and it's a beautiful relationship thereafter. You haven't changed. The employer is what changed. What's the expression, Abby? It's like round hole in a square peg in a round hole, or
Yep.
Round peg in a square hole, whatever it is. You know what I mean? It just doesn't work in one situation. It's not because there's anything wrong with you. It's just because that's not the situation that's going to work out. It has nothing to do with you. You're just walking into a group of people that are doing something, they're looking for a very specific thing. And I mean, you could be Albert Einstein, but if they're not looking for Albert Einstein, they're looking for, I don't know, Hulk Hogan or something. I mean, it's you're not going to fit the bill. You go somewhere else where they're looking for Hulk Hogan or whatever, and you're like, the perfect candidate. So it's just random chance. So basically, you've just got to pursue as many opportunities as you can. And with enough throws of the dice, you'll get a bite. Don't worry about it. That's the situation that everybody's in. When you see that happening, you'll feel more confident. The more opportunities you pursue and the more you see what's out there, I think the more confident you get, because there's, for each interview you get or each job you find where they're looking for something that you have, it gives you hope. So your confidence goes up. You're unemployed until you aren't. You know what I mean? So don't worry about it too much. In the meantime, I mean, this is really Abby's department, but in the meantime, just force yourself to do something fun. Go turn up the temperature in your home if you can. Eat some good food if you can. Get a good night's sleep. Next day, like tomorrow, you'll feel a bit better. And just do your best. That's all you're going to do. This will end at some point, usually sooner than you think. Don't worry about it too much. Okay, you're going to be fine.
And I just posted in the chat as well a video that I posted on my YouTube channel a couple weeks ago about rejection and why job rejections feel so personal and how it starts to feel like it's defining your sense of worth. And I think I've got some tips in that on how you can handle that rejection, things that you can do. It's not easy. It feels bad. That voice starts to say, like, I'm not good enough. Nobody wants you. Like, that's what starts to happen. So you got to find out ways to silence that voice and focus on the good. There was actually a research study that was done years ago. It was a meta-analysis of multiple different studies, and it identified that there are 5 positive things that have to happen in your life to outweigh the impact of one negative thing. So this one negative rejection is going to require some positive experiences to get you back up to where you were before. So do some of those things intentionally. Do the things that you like to do. Like Bill was saying, get a good night's rest. Maybe you watch a TV show that you really enjoy. Maybe you eat some really good food. Maybe you go on a walk outside. Usually physical activity in the sunshine is things that can really boost your mood and your energy. So I recommend those. Maybe it's having a conversation with a friend. Maybe it's doing an activity that you really enjoy. So take some time to evaluate what those things are. Gratitude journals and reflection on the things that have gone well so far is another great way to kind of boost those positive feelings, and know you're not alone.
Yeah, you're in a situation that pretty much everyone finds themselves in, when playing this game. That's just the way it works. It comes with the territory. You know what I mean? Everybody's going to get rejected. Everybody's going to be in that place. So don't worry about it too much. And best of luck to you.